Good evening, Acadiana.
Yeah, as opposed to Good Morning Vietnam.
Well, it's morning somewhere.
It's morning probably in Vietnam.
And there you go.
There you go. Well, good evening, Acadiana, and good morning, Vietnam. That's how we'll do it.
Exactly.
Welcome to another edition of Higher Thought.
Remember, MC-17.
NC-17?
NC-17?
Are we going to be showing nudity on the show?
No,
or?
wait, okay. Or should be TVMA.
TVMA. That's a little different than NC-17.
Okay.
I remember the first NC-17 movie I saw was Showgirls. It had Jesse Spano from Saved by the Bell.
Got nothing.
And you never watched Saved by the Bell? Well, I guess that was a little after your time. But needless to say, it was a show I watched as a kid growing up, and Jesse Spano was on it as a showgirl.
And she was hot? Jesus Christ.
Well, as a 15, 16-year-old, that's valuable information. That's some good viewing.
Right.
The nudie pictures have changed nowadays.
That's in the days before
internet.
Hub and
all those hub sites, right?
Hubs and tubes and
exactly. Yeah. So there used to be a different medium back in the day. If you wanted to, maybe see a nipple here or there, you would have had to, turn to your late night Cinemax or a Skinamax as they called it.
Yes, they called it. Yeah.
So we are live here on August 9th, 2018. We've done the show, not the last week or so, I don't know. We're back though tonight.
Right, missed a week. I had to adjust my attitude because I had to start going back to being a responsible civil human being that,
Oh, back to school, to prove to Dada that I'm not a fool. I've got my lunch packed right, my shoes tied tight. I hope I don't get in a fight. Oh, back to school. Back to school, welcome.
Wait, he had his lunch packed right? Was he packing Lunchables?
Was he packing Lunchables?
Lunchables?
Well, we recently found out that the whole reason Lunchables were invented were to sell more baloney.
Baloney!
What a bunch of baloney!
What a bunch of baloney. Aren't we glad?
Yes, indeed.
Who likes baloney?
Hey, you like my baloney.
Beef, beef, beef. Beef baloney.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you like to look at your meat, you know.
Right. Well,
do you...
Okay, are we going to go ahead and call back to the places that aren't going to be around anymore, like grocery stores, because they're going to deliver our stuff?
All right. Well, we'd like to look at our meat. So we can look at
I definitely want to look at my meat before I buy it.
We all want to look at our meat before we buy it, right, ladies? Right?
I want to see the peach before I eat it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, this is Higher Thought. We go through some news topics. It's the realest fake news in Acadiana, and also
the fakest real news in Acadiana.
Whoa. But we kind of run through some news stuff. We run through some different studies. Maybe this day in history, a little remembrance, and some cool lists that we can discuss.
We definitely need top 11th lists.
We do.
Or 7th.
But you know what we need even more, Mob?
We need you to call in.
We need them, Acadiana, to come home. They've had a hard day at work. They're probably just, getting home and taking their afternoon number 2, which of course is what you got to press if you call.
337-366-8950. And remember to pound deuce.
Pound the deuce.
Pound the deuce. Work it out, baby.
Go on and work it out. So, once you do that, we'd love to hear from you, Acadiana. And I'm sure that right now a bunch of people are choosing to watch our show over the first preseason game of the New Orleans Saints versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, which starts about 5 minutes ago.
Who?
The New Orleans Saints and Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, who dat and somebody.
Who dat and, not that.
Somebody.
Somebody.
Do you know that the Bengals Cincinnati Bengals, they use Who Dey.
They use Who Dey,
And I think that's just
they got
really...
into a litigation battle with some people from Plaquemine who claimed they started Houdat at Plaquemine High School, I believe.
Okay.
And Plaquemine High School, I guess the Houdat chant made it all the way to the Superdome.
Right.
But it was similar times that they started doing the Houdat and the Who Dey chant. But somebody claimed it first.
Who Dey just seems to be a complete rip-off of Houdat.
It is. Pretty much it is.
Okay, I mean...
They say Houdat started first.
No, I lived in Kentucky,
Which the NFL was trying to claim naming rights on Houdat, and people were like, yeah, right, you can't do that.
Right,
You can't sell Houdat.
Right, that'd be like claiming naming rights on air.
Right. So we do have our first NFL preseason game tonight with the New Orleans Saints. I'm a fan. However, I do think you should just watch the replay and stick to watching us
stick
live.
with us, because otherwise you're going to miss the shenanigans.
All of the shenanigans. But if you really value your Saints football over Higher Thought, well, we are available streaming on YouTube. All you got to do in the search engine is type Higher Thought, and usually it's about the second or third thing that pops up. So subscribe to our channel, and we would love to hear from you. You can even comment on our YouTube page. But not everybody is able to spout off their nonsense as we do on YouTube. One being that Alex Jones from Information
Oh,
Wars.
man. Lies, damn lies, and then made up statistics.
Well, essentially, YouTube has banned Information Wars. Facebook has banned him. Snapchat has banned him. The only company that has not banned him, actually, was Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not...
Essentially rendering him obsolete at this point.
Well, he was obsolete in the first place, except for the extreme fringe...
Here's my argument. Yes, he was an idiot. Yes, he was an idiot. But if I have to hear the idiots on CNN and Fox, why can't I hear his idiot view?
Right, because we are now we're censoring.
And his lawyer even went out and said, he argued that no reasonable person would believe the nonsense that Alex Jones spits. It is an entertainment show.
Right.
Just like this is to a certain degree.
Right.
Right.
Well, we
try to actually make the fake news into real news.
Right. And the real news, we sort of just warp it so that it's,
fake.
Right. But his shtick, I didn't say that word. His shtick is to just make these outrageous claims, and...
Is it hate speech?
Depends on who he's hating on.
That's kind of what they claim.
I mean, if he's hating on us, then it's hate speech. But, we are eating into his demographic.
Well, and I do think, though, it is a slippery slope. If you look in the Holocaust Museum, they were saying how first they came for this person. Nobody batted an eye. And then eventually they went for this person. You say, oh, wow, okay, so, they're really going out there to get there. It's not going to be long before they come and shut down Higher Thought. And we're going to be viewed as hate speech. And, just ridiculous conspiracy theories because it goes against the norms. That is, if we had probably more than 50 viewers.
Right.
Or subscribers.
Can we, install the bulletproof or bullet-resistant panels on the windows?
Right, to where, people from Lafayette just don't come in and light us up.
Right, because...
Well, I mean, I'm more worried about people from YouTube and Facebook and, all those social media apps lighting us up as far as...
Wait, are we going to be triggered?
Well, we've already gotten some Facebook police mail, not Facebook, YouTube police, as far as one time on a show here we played some Biggie Smalls on his birthday, and YouTube was not having it because they have their security team policing our site.
Right. Well, was it exactly 30 seconds? Or was it 31 seconds?
31's, that we were playing of the music? Yeah. No, we played probably a whole song.
Oh, then, yeah.
So
30 seconds, dude.
But,
anyway.
I figured that was a good little segue on that. Going back to the Saints real quick, as we said, they are playing right now. But it's not going to be a good game. Drew Brees probably isn't even going to play. You know, I mean, it's a preseason. They're just playing the scrubs.
They don't want to like blow his arm up and stuff.
But the Saints did make national news here recently, in that they hired the first male dancer in NFL history, or in Saints history. Also, the Los Angeles Rams did as well. So both the Rams and the Saints this season will feature a male dancer on their team.
Well, we had a male dance team member at our place of employment.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've seen several at UL, and boy, they own it.
You know what? He had his game right.
Right. Well, a lot of times they're just as good as the girls are. So as far as like their moves and flexibility, I mean, like I personally don't enjoy viewing that as much.
If it's done exceedingly well,
yeah,
you're right.
You're right. If you're a good dancer, I really don't care.
Have you ever been to a Cirque du Soleil show?
Yeah.
And a lot of times, costume is tights that are colored and this, and with the face and the hair and all.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're doing it right, I mean, it's not like you're ever going to get a chance to bone them anyway, male, female, or whatever. Can you not appreciate the beauty and the form and the?
It's just good dancing.
Yeah,
it's art.
It's totally art. Totally art.
So to round out our sporting news, because I know you're not necessarily the biggest sport person,
right.
But you still might have an opinion on this particular topic. Have you ever heard of Terrell Owens?
I know the name.
You know the name, okay?
He played football.
He played foosball. He was known as T.O., and he is the third all-time leading receiver behind Jerry Rice, who is the greatest all-time receiver. Jerry Rice, he was my childhood hero.
Okay.
Don't mind.
Jerry Rice and
Randy Moss.
Okay.
So needless to say, Randy Moss and Terrell Owens, along with 6 other players, recently got inducted to the Hall of Fame, and they had the Hall of Fame ceremonies this past weekend. Terrell Owens, who has always been known as a selfish player and a selfish individual, and he's all about himself, and doesn't really care about the team. It's him, number one, right?
Right.
He gets inducted in the Hall of Fame. They have, mind you, they got players that end up waiting 30 years to get into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Terrell Owens was the first player in NFL history to miss the Hall of Fame induction, and he did his own private ceremony in protest that it's up to the sports writers to vote people into the Hall of Fame, and they base it off of character as opposed to just statistics.
Okay.
I can get with that.
No, I mean, if you don't like their politics, I mean, not the politics, but the way they do it, then set up your own party. Go ahead. But if you get an award from somebody you don't care about one way or the other, go ahead, take the award.
Well, and here's where I think he's going to regret this. I mean, sure, he got a lot of attention in the media for it, but...
Well, was it positive or negative attention?
Well, I mean, it was very negative.
Okay.
It's very negative. A lot of players are mad at him, and they think that he wasted a good opportunity. Even if he did have that protest,
right,
he would have had a much bigger stage at the NFL Hall of Fame, and he could have made his point to millions of people as opposed to just a couple that maybe saw him. Because he did the event at his former college, University of Tennessee at Chattanooga.
Chattanooga, really? My mom's father used to drive a Greyhound bus from Lexington to Chattanooga. Nice.
I love that part of the country, by the way.
It's beautiful.
It
the
is
mountains
beautiful.
Roll. It's gorgeous sunrises and sunsets. And if you're from Chattanooga and you're watching us, don't forget you can give us a call free at 1-337-366-8950 and pound the
deuce.
Thank you.
Deuces. Let's round out this Alex Jones story. I have the Twitter quote right here. The Twitter CEO, Jack Dorsey, said in a Hannity interview, who is also accused of being a conspiracy theorist.
No.
The decision to not ban conspiracy theorists on Twitter.
Okay.
I totally agree with them. Freedom of speech. no matter how ridiculous your viewpoint is, you have the right to share that viewpoint, especially in a public forum. YouTube has never claimed to be publishers. Okay, right?
Right.
They are an open forum. Now, with them censoring content, and Prager University is another website that I'm very interested in. They show good educational videos, but over 70 of their videos have been viewed as hate speech, which is total bullcrap. It's just because if it's not a liberal democratic view, then it's no view at all online.
That's interesting.
I think so. It's basically thought police, and it's a slippery slope, and eventually it's going to lead here to higher thought. That's my predictions. If we keep going at this thing,
we are going to piss somebody off.
Eventually, we will piss somebody off if we haven't already. And if we did make you mad, well then call us and we'll apologize. Maybe not. Maybe not. Depends on what we did.
Right.
Yeah, some things we'll apologize. If we mess up, we'll own it.
Yeah. I mean, if I did the bump and grind on your mama while she wasn't expecting,
I don't mind nothing wrong with a little bump and grind with your mom.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. I tried not to get too much Trump news today.
Please, God. Space Force!
Space Force. They're having trouble getting that. Hollywood. The city of Hollywood has removed Donald Trump's star from the Walk of Fame due to the fact that it has been destroyed several times, and now it is a frequent spot for protesters to gather.
Good.
Yes. So,
I mean, look, it saves them all the money of replacing it. Once all the drama blows over, if they want to put it back, good on them.
Sure.
But for right now, if it's less bullshit stuff.
Well, if the city just doesn't want to have to keep on paying to replace it.
Right.
They don't want to have police force on duty at his spot, 24/7. And I mean, I think they already had cameras there, so. But,
oh yeah. Did you see the dude with the pickaxe? The one that.
The one that smashed it. Yeah, I did see that, and I saw George Lopez had pretended to pee on it with a water bottle, and he actually got fined for that.
Right, which is just nuts because he had a little squeeze bottle.
It was a little squeeze water bottle, but I don't get it.
People.
Mark
Not a
Hamill
big
had a
fan.
suggestion for who they can put in the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Mark Hamill?
Luke Skywalker.
Oh no, I know who Mark Hamill is.
Well,
I'm just
our
curious.
audience might know. We might have some younger viewers.
Yeah. Well, remember we are TV.
And I was surprised about his suggestion in that, how do they not already have a Walk of Fame?
Who?
Any guess? His co-star, Carrie Fisher.
Right.
How does she not already have a star?
Right. Well.
I mean, I don't really know anything else she did other than Star Wars, but.
Well, her dad was Bobby Fisher. Her mom was.
I was unaware of that.
Crap.
Let's see, a couple of New Orleans stories. The French Quarter could be the first state park in the United States with strip clubs.
Whoop, whoop!
Yes, they are trying to get some federal funding down in the historic district. And ultimately, it's big bucks over there with those bars and strip clubs in the historic district. But our Lieutenant Governor, Billy Nungesser, wants to clean up the quarter. Well, almost. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right?
Look, just keep the streets clean, somebody to mop up the vomit. And as
the
long as
urine,
they have that place where the barber's chair goes round and round while the young lady leans,
pours
right,
the whiskey down your throat and
whatever beverage
gives you a
that
motorboat.
Yeah.
That happened, I think, on your birthday, maybe?
Yeah.
We were in New Orleans, and we had a barber chair that they spun Mo around. They poured some alcohol down his throat, down a little, I don't know, it was a slide.
Right. It was down the slide while I got motorboated.
While you got motorboated by a bartender.
Yeah.
So, find that bar. I don't remember the name of it.
Right. It went through Bar Rescue or something like that?
It did go through Bar Rescue. I think it was the place that, not the hand grenades, but it's got the other shiny cup.
It does have a shiny cup.
Right, and I think it even,
and sometimes they shine your cup. Hey, I gave it 3 thumbs up.
3 thumbs up. Well, I mean, 3 blurry thumbs.
Details.
Yes. Another New Orleans study. Well, actually, they uncovered on the Beauregard monument. They had a time capsule.
Inside, underneath?
Underneath.
Okay.
And it basically just showed a bunch of old maps and documents from the Union, I guess back from the Civil War.
Okay.
Yeah, how about that?
Okay. Well, at least it wasn't anything like really jacked up.
Of course.
Because here, would you not really expect to find something totally jacked up?
It's going to be jacked up.
Yeah.
It's going to be jacked up. Yeah, because that's how Louisiana is. Sometimes, though, Atlanta's pretty jacked up, too. And a study in Atlanta, well, not a study, actually, but a Atlanta school eliminates the pledge.
Okay.
And instead, they replaced it with a Wolfpack chant.
What?
Yes.
No. No.
So, replacing the Pledge of Allegiance to our country with your school chant.
No. No. Either you do the pledge or you don't do the pledge, but you do not force kids to do some retarded, I'm sorry.
Elementary school, protest here.
Yes.
These are adults protesting on kids' behalf.
Yes.
The kids don't have any rights to be able to choose on
No.
whether
No.
they want to say the pledge.
You can not say the pledge.
You
But
can.
You can not stand for the pledge.
You can.
But you will suffer the social consequences of not doing so. When I was in junior high school, what they call middle school now,
Sure.
the Vietnam War was going on. And in protest, I chose not to stand nor to say the pledge. And once I explained my rationale, they had to let me go back to my business.
Yeah. All right, we've got our first call on the line. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. Hello, you're live on Higher Thought. To whom do we have the pleasure of speaking with? I already know, but you can tell us anyways.
Ha! Ha!
Y'all, I just kind of listening to you down myself.
Oh, the Saints are losing, huh?
Oh, we down? You dressed out and sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha!
So we're down 7-0, huh? Is Drew Brees even playing?
We gonna win though. That's a night.
I think your battery's dead.
No, it's on lock.
Oh, bummer.
That's a night.
You think we're going to win tonight, so no Brees, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, we should.
Yep, battery. So, Corey, what'd you think of the Terrell Owens situation? I know you usually like to talk sports whenever you call in.
What happened?
Well, you saw that Terrell Owens did not show up at the Hall of Fame induction?
Oh yeah, I sure did see that.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on that, man?
That was crazy. Everybody know I'm about to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. At least I'm doing. At least I'm gonna try to show up.
Well, right, it is quite the honor to be inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
So, that was surprising that that he didn't take advantage of that. Even in his protest, he would have had a big audience to hear his message.
What was the message again?
It was that I guess NFL writers from the press should not be able to choose who goes in the Hall of Fame.
Why?
Because they base it on character as opposed to simply statistics.
So they want
High quality character people in the NFL Hall of Fame.
Okay, but so if you're a person of low caliber character,
Mm-hmm.
but you post just awesome stats,
Mm-hmm.
you don't get in the Hall of Fame?
Not always. It depends on the stats, I suppose.
Okay.
But that will be a factor that holds you out. Yes, sir.
What channel the Saints on?
What's that?
What channel the game
What channel is the game on, Corey?
Channel 10.
Channel 10. Thank you very much. And give us some updates, Shahid, if anything happens.
All right.
So, Corey, and one last question. What are your predictions on SummerSlam as far as, do you think Roman Reigns is going to take the belt off Brock Lesnar?
Ooh.
I would say this, but I probably be wrong.
Okay.
Oh no, I think my baby gonna win our first belt.
Who's going to win their first belt?
Ronda Rousey.
Oh, Ronda Rousey. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be one of those little ass whoopings right there. She's got Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is 5 foot tall, 100 pounds. Against Ronda Rousey.
Right. Oh, that's an ass whipping coming from.
I mean, unless Alexa Bliss cheats and runs all around the ring and there's all kind of shenanigans.
Oh, with the chairs and
Right. Ronda Rousey's going to whip that ass.
Can we watch?
It's not this Sunday, but next Sunday, and it is the biggest event of the summer, so we probably will have a barbecue that day.
When she whips it, is it going to be with a hand? Is she going to use a paddle?
Whoopsh, whoopsh. I don't know. She wears these tight little volleyball shorts.
Then definitely barbecue time.
And that look good.
So who's your latest WWE crush, Corey? I know you used to have a thing for Paige, wasn't it? Which, have you seen Paige's sex tapes, by the way?
Oh, jeez, man.
Dude, just search Paige sex tapes. They have one where she's getting tag teamed by Brad Maddox and Xavier Woods.
God.
You've seen it. All right, well, you're already ahead of the game then. But yeah, they've got all kind of pictures out there, Paige.
All right, I'm gonna look at it.
Bye, Corey.
All right, Corey. Much love, man. Thanks for the call.
All right, y'all be good.
All right. So we play to our viewers here. Corey's a sports fan. He likes wrestling. He likes the Saints. So sometimes we try to, I mean, like if we brought up some Donald Trump stuff to Corey, he'd be bored with that, you know? So let's move on. Let's move on. What do you think about that, Mo?
Yes, please.
And dang it, I have my charger out in the car too.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Duh.
Just have to be patient then.
Yeah. How about, I'll save the studies and I'll do all the studies at once. How's that?
All right.
New Disney movies will no longer be on Netflix starting with Captain Marvel next year.
Right.
So they don't have any more Marvel movies.
No, you got to
Until
go
Captain
to
Marvel.
the House of Mouse or whatever they're going to call that thing.
Well, whatever their new streaming service is going
Right.
to be. But the last movie that is going to be on Netflix is Ant-Man. Ant-Man 2 and the Wasp.
Right. That's on now, right?
Well, that's in the theater. I think you and I went and saw that in the theater a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that
right.
was good.
The
I
most
enjoyed
recent
that.
one that came out is Thor Ragnarok, I think.
Oh, on Netflix?
And they might have Black Panther on there now. Because that was the one after Thor Ragnarok. It was Black Panther, then it was one more, and then Avengers, I think. But Avengers 4 will be on there before too long. But they'll do that one just to get people ready for Avengers 2.
Right.
Or Avengers 4, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars they're making. They're printing money over at Disney. Which, by the way, if you are in stock market, buy some Disney stock. Because their stock is supposed to be up to $150 by the time the streaming service comes out by next year.
Oh, gee.
So it's going to be jumping.
Will I be able to stream Song of the South?
Song of the South, is that a movie?
Yeah. It has Uncle Remus in it and full of
I think I know what you're talking about. Well, a PC world, man.
I'm just wondering. I have a copy that
I'm not 100% sure. But a lot of Disney's stuff from the 60s and 70s can be very racist. But they were cultural norms at the time.
Yeah, but
still not acceptable by today's PC standards.
Well, I grew up with that stuff.
Surely.
Do I think that way now? No. But
of course not.
Do you want to deny me a piece of my entertainment history from my childhood?
Exactly. I can vouch for that. Even though most of their demographics probably going to be 50 and under,
Oh, well, it was released in
40 or under, maybe even.
It was released in the 50s in some descriptions.
Sure.
So it's going to be people my age and older.
Sure. Yeah, and I mean those people are barely subscribed to Netflix
Right.
and Hulu. And
Who?
most of them still actually own cable. And do cable every month and pay like $150 a month.
And pay for a landline.
And yeah, still probably have a landline too. Let's see. Plastic surgeons. They have said that this is on the rise. More and more patients are coming in with Snapchat dysmorphia. Basically, they want to look like they're filtered selfies
No.
on Snapchat.
For real?
Yeah. And this is a thing. People are coming in. They want to look more like their filtered Snapchats on their selfies. And plastic surgeons are saying it's getting out of hand.
So what? They're going to dermabrade their face so that it's perfectly
Or maybe like
smooth?
put the dog ears and
cat ears?
maybe I don't know if that's what they're talking about, or maybe like the shades of skin, like that a filter would add to your skin.
I thought it was like a smoothing thing.
Yeah,
or
like
the
smoothing your
weird
complexion,
sunglasses
or
and antlers and.
oh man,
Look, if you know, you can call us. 366-8950.
I don't even do the Snapchat thing.
No.
So
No.
I've never Snapchatted and filtered myself before.
No.
So I have no really reference to go on here.
I use the phone. I point it at the thing. I take the picture. Sometimes I hold the button down for a little bit, so I make sure I get like a good one.
Yeah.
I go through. I throw away the ones that are crappy, and then I'm done.
Delete.
And then I can show it to my friends on my phone because I hit the little app thingy, and there it is.
There it is. Some other medical research. There's a new pill out that lets you eat as much as you want and gain no weight.
No. Really? A
Yeah.
pill?
A pill.
A pill.
A
So
pill.
what does it do? Fill your stomach up so that nothing passes through? So that you feel full
I think it
all
just
the
probably
time?
speeds up your metabolism really fast.
Oh, that means you've got it evacuating frequently.
Possibly so. But apparently you can eat as much as you want and you won't gain weight. Or maybe it just, the weight gain gene or whatever, maybe it just silenced that gene. I didn't read the article, I will admit.
Right, but it had a good headline.
It did.
But
It
you
did.
know what? If we're going to talk about evacuating, let's talk about the 14 tons of human excrement on Mount Everest.
Just sliding down mountain.
Sliding
right?
down the mountain. And then there's a couple of hundred
It's
bodies.
a poo-poo typhoon.
I mean, even though it's colder than...
I wonder if you can do snow skiing, on.
There's too much straight down.
On Everest.
Yeah.
Well, sure, yeah.
I mean, a lot of straight down, which is why.
Well, if
they
there's a lot of
climb.
straight down, then I'm sure the poo is dropping.
I mean, can you?
They're
imagine-
dropping deuces all over the place,
Right.
like
I mean,
when
being
you
at
call
the bottom of the
366-8950.
and it's just raining excrement.
Mm-hmm.
It's the perfect storm for a feces storm.
It's rain and shit.
Hallelujah. Right. It just doesn't warm up
That's
enough to.
crazy. And you
break
said
it.
there was 200 bodies.
Oh yeah.
How about that?
Cause
Anybody been to Everest lately?
Are you gonna stop and bring some dead dude down?
No.
I mean.
Well, they probably have a lot of people dying. They don't want to report that and gets rid of tourists.
Well,
so.
just grab them and pitch them off the edge, and then they land lower, and then the next person that finds them pitches them off the edge so that they
So
land.
I'm sure it smells fantastic.
It's
over there.
frozen.
Well, I guess that's true. Kind of
It's frozen darn near
frozen
all the
poo,
time.
frozen dead bodies.
Right, but still covered in 14 tons of poo. Poo.
Kind of like our
Tipsy.
school, right?
La la. Poo.
Poo. Yeah, well, and speaking of, possibly being frozen here pretty soon, or being our dead bodies, two elderly men that live in a nursing
Jesus
home.
God. Okay.
It won't be too long. It won't be
No,
too long.
I'm just wondering, is this a lemon party thing or is it?
A lemon party?
No, don't Google that.
So, two elderly men in Germany escaped the nursing home to attend a heavy metal concert festival, which is the biggest heavy metal concert festival in the
Yo.
world, the Wacken Open Air Metal Fest.
The whacking?
That's what they call it, the Wacken Open Air Fest.
You know what? I'd be down for whack.
So, hey, living it up, you know? I mean, and you know what? I'm going to
How
give
old
those
were
two
these
elderly...
guys?
They were like in their 80s or 90s. And,
Oh, dudes.
yeah.
You rock.
You rock. You broke out of an elderly home to go to a heavy metal concert. There's
Okay.
nothing cooler than that.
One of our viewers
Mm-hmm.
just texted me a link that I'm waiting for the Daily Mail to open up
Okay.
about someone who skied down Everest.
With the poo.
Okay, here we go. Incredible footage shows Daredevil skiing down Everest North Face on descent, which saw his partner fall 8,000 feet to his death.
Ooh.
Now,
That's scary.
so,
Apparently you can ski down Everest. It's
Evidently.
just very dangerous.
right, that and being named Tormod Gronheim, age 42,
Gronheim.
summited Everest in one day and decided to ski down it. And he hurtled down 60-degree slopes past mountaineers. Okay.
Now I'm wondering though if he was skiing on the poo.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, maybe the poo is under the snow.
It helps grease the.
It greases the snow.
Yeah, right.
Okay, depending on what they've eaten at least. Yeah,
High
because they've got
no.
some spicy stuff over
But
there
still,
near Everest.
high protein.
Of course. How about astronomers? This is in Newsweek here. Astronomers found a massive planet floating near our solar system. Duh! That's only been, like 1,000 years they've been saying that's going to happen.
Right.
Nibiru, hello. They're
They've
talking
actually-
about Nibiru in Canada. Putin's talking about Nibiru. Everybody else is talking about Nibiru. Why not us?
Okay. Now, how far out is it?
It is like near our solar system. Pretty much.
Near.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's essentially.
I mean, is it in some sort of?
It's visible from Earth from the Antarctic.
Okay. So now we.
It's close.
Right. That means that the old ones are coming back because if Nibiru is like
It's
above,
making its
Right.
path here.
the stars will be right,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
the crawling madness
with
will be
Nibiru
upon us.
comes global destruction.
Right.
Because
Right.
our gravitational force is going to be
Oh,
crazy.
Right. Well,
Flooding.
Nyarlathotep, Azathoth. I mean, you will lose your mind.
Mm-hmm. So I think you and I should travel to Charlotte, North Carolina to Elevation Church. Why? Because they debuted their new water slide baptismal. So we need to save ourselves to Jesus before Nibiru comes.
I don't care about that part. If I can water slide baptism,
Water
I'm
slide
down with
baptism.
that. Somebody bring me to the water slide baptism.
And they did it to TLC's Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they had a record number of baptisms that day.
That's so smooth.
You know,
That
and
is so
it's funny
smooth.
because my brother just had a baby, and him and his wife, and all right, my dad was kind of pushing like, hey, y'all need to go get your Catholicism, baptism, and all that stuff, and
Really?
like my brother's like, no, leave me alone, and I sent him that link. I saw it like the next day. I'm like, hey, let's send baby girl over to the slides, and once she's old enough, and everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy.
So there you go. YouTube star was recently suspended and it's like a prank YouTube star kind of dude.
Right.
But he was suspended from YouTube for feeding his kids ice cream laced with laxatives. And then the video proceeded to show his kids like crying and like aching in pain from all of the laxatives they ate from the ice cream. And so needless to say, the guy got taken off of YouTube or he got suspended.
Yeah. Absolutely, that's a shitty thing to do.
Well, and if anything,
Especially if you got
literally,
children.
it is a shitty thing to do. But child abuse?
That's.
You
I
know?
mean, I hope his children's mama got brothers, and Louisville Slugger would probably donate
So are
a
you
baseball bat
implying
or two.
that they aren't married still?
I'm hoping no, I said the children's mother. That
Them
implies
jokes, them
nothing.
jokes. But just another example of people trying to make an ass of themselves online,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and being held in check.
Kind of like the chick that shot her boyfriend because the bullet didn't go all the way through the chest shot.
I did see something like that.
Oh, that's jacked
A
up.
man in Alberta legally changed his sex for cheaper car insurance.
Changed it to what?
He changed it to female.
Really?
Yeah, he changed his gender to female in order to get cheaper car insurance, and it worked. Because he said he was tired of getting screwed.
How old was he?
He was like in his 50s.
Damn.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I could save some money.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be on my retirement wages. soon.
Why not? Just say you identify as a female. I mean, I identify as a panda personally.
Right.
You know, I mean,
Well, I do identify as a neutered cat.
as a
Male.
neutered cat.
Neutered.
Okay.
Not spayed. Neutered.
Okay, not spayed, but neutered.
Neutered.
Okay.
Right.
But neutered cats still like to do stuff, right?
Right. Oh, when you're top cat, it's the
When you're
shiznit.
top cat. Okay, local news. Broussard. Broussard man put up a
Broussard.
sign in his trailer park alleging that drug activity was going on in the neighborhood.
Good.
And he pretty much put a sign up and pointed to the trailer park that it was going down at, because they would have about 50 to 60 cars like going in there for about 5 minutes at a time, just in and out all throughout the day.
You know what? If you don't want that stuff around your house, you
Do
gotta
something
point it
about
out. Right. If you believe in live and let live, then mind your own business.
I would agree with that 100%. So I think that rounds out our news. We've got some studies, we've got some on this day, and we've got some lists. We usually kind of finish with the list and
Yes.
have like somewhat of a discussion. We would still love to hear from you though, Acadiana.
Please give us a call, 337-366-8950, and then hit pound 2.
We promise you a happy ending, Acadiana.
Right.
You know, we'll
We are-
finish it off real nice.
We are professional massagers.
Of the brain.
Right,
Of the
we
brain.
massage the message.
Exactly. I like that. Massage the message.
Right. Well, it's got to feel good or they won't take it in.
Yeah, it's only been 2 days
That's what
of
she said.
work lately,
Oh, dude.
and I feel like I need like 8 more of these.
Yeah.
Okay, studies.
What are we going to study first?
Studies. Studies show that you get better customer service when you text or email the company as opposed to calling.
That doesn't surprise me.
That doesn't really surprise me either, because they probably have more texts on the computer that can answer emails.
Right.
Or do like the little instant message chat as opposed to the call centers.
And you get a record. You can forward that stuff out if they're rude, crude, socially unacceptable.
Yeah, I can see that one. That one makes sense. A lot of these really make sense. But the next one, studies show that the number of addicted women on opioids is up 4 times in the last 15 years.
No kidding. 4 times.
4 times the amount of addicted women, pregnant. Well, I can't remember if it was pregnant, but it was addicted women on opioids. But I think it was pregnant. I almost think it was pregnant. I must have missed that. But even still,
Even still.
the opioid crisis. And you know what? The number 1 drug dealer in this country obviously is our CIA. But number 2, their undermen is our own little family doctors. Because they are the ones that have caused this opioid crisis.
Right.
Them and the pharmaceutical companies.
Well, the pharmaceutical company incentivizes the writing of scripts for those opioids instead of saying, you know what, it sucks right now, you get this many, you're going to take 3 right today, 2 tomorrow, 1 the day after that, and then suck it up, buttercup.
I mean, I'm willing to admit this, that I recently went to the doctor and I gained a little bit of weight over the past year.
No kidding.
Well, you know.
I know I lost it, you gained it.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, a little bit. So, The deal is, though, that as soon as, like, you know, he's like, okay, well, you know, what's the deal? And, like, I was saying, well, I think I kind of just had, like, a shitty year, really.
Right.
And, like, it was probably a little bit of depression weight that I put on. Not right then, the light bulb went off. He wanted to put me on depression medication. You know, just because I had had somewhat of a down year.
Oh, that's bull.
Yeah. And so, and I'm like, dude, I'm not into that, you know. I mean, like, I tried the whole depression medication in high school and stuff, and it's not for me. I'm not into artificial happiness.
Right.
You know, I can provide happiness on my own.
That's why you got your music.
Well, yeah, or art or whatever,
Right.
you know, means of, you know, being normal. That's why I've got my summers.
Right.
Least, you know.
And in that case,
To remember who I am again.
Exactly. Get your head right.
And speaking of Big Pharma, how about Big Pharma lies about SSRIs, which is depressant medication?
Right.
Okay, and this is based on a study.
Serotonin reuptake inhibitor.
Essentially, the pharmaceutical companies not only buys off the doctors, but they buy off the research companies as well.
Well,
And they sway research. And as far as depression medication, the degree of harm that these depression medications is not reported. It's way underreported. And the degree to where the pill is actually effective is underreported, you know, or overreported, I guess you could say.
Overreported, right, because they say it's way better than it really is.
And it really does not
Right.
do anything for everybody.
It doesn't help you be excellent to each other.
I'm going to skip this study. Last study, I like this one. Bald men are perceived
Wait,
as...
is that men that are balling or men that are bald?
Bald men.
Bald men.
Bald men are perceived
Because
as
I got bald.
sexier and more masculine.
I've heard that. I've heard that from somebody whose opinion I value most highly. But you know what?
I like it.
I'm not going to shave my head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
I'm
I'm just saying. Pointing
Right.
it out. You know, so if you
see a bald man, walk up and say, "I love your sexy head," and give it a nice rub.
you can even put a little lotion on it, you know.
Well, yeah.
Or like, what do they call the little head shaving cream? Whatever. Happy birthday!
Smooth transition.
Happy birthday, Bach! You made some good music.
Johann Sebastian?
Yeah.
Yay.
Bach.
It's
One of the best composers of all time.
Yeah, but it's been like how many hundred years?
1648. So he would have made 470 today.
No. 370.
Yeah, 370. The math was off.
Okay.
Good boy. Good boy. You know this one. You like books.
I do like books.
Tolstoy.
Leo?
Yeah.
What about him?
It's his birthday.
Happy
1828.
birthday, Leo.
Wrote War and Peace.
Right, and I'm glad you're dead because you were way too verbose. You spent way too many paragraphs describing the snow, the rug, and the boots. But that's just my opinion.
That's just his opinion. 1896, this guy played a huge role in child development and education.
Skinner?
Jean Piaget.
Oh, Piaget.
Yeah.
Yes, I had to learn about Piaget in grad school.
Every educator had to learn about him. Every psychologist had to learn about him.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
so he played a huge role in the development of young children. And he was also a zoologist as well.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Wow. No, okay. He was probably into zoology before he started studying those weird little mutants we call children.
Well, sure, man. I mean, I guess you could argue he was possibly a behaviorist in that regard. I mean, because behaviorists are very zoologist, Darwinistic type people.
Hello, B.F. Skinner.
Hey, Skinner.
Put him in a box.
1963.
What's in the box?
1963. Give me some crack cocaine, Whitney Houston. And that was only post Bobby Brown, Whitney Houston.
Right.
Pre Bobby Brown, Whitney Houston. Oh, I want to dance with somebody.
Yeah.
She was better.
Yeah.
She was healthier at
Yeah.
least.
Oh, yeah. Her pipes were clear.
Clearer than pipes. And our last birthday of the day, Neon Deion Sanders.
Oh! Even I
His
know
little
who
touchdown
Neon
dance. His little
Sanders
touchdown
is.
dance. And on this day in history, run through these real quick. 1942, Gandhi was arrested along with 50 others for quitting India. It was a
How do you
protest.
I know, but still, how do you quit a country?
I don't know. I was reading recently that Gandhi was kind of a perv, and like he had like a teen
Yes.
lover.
I read that.
But
yeah.
social norms have changed. This was more normal back then.
Be that as it may.
1945. Ooh, in Japan, Nagasaki didn't have a good day.
Oh, nuke them till they glow, shoot them in the dark.
Nuclear bomb was dropped on Nagasaki. So
You dropped a bomb on me, baby.
yeah.
Go ahead.
74. What would you guess? 1974.
Bay City Rollers.
Good guess. But Nixon resigned.
What?
Yeah, Richard Nixon resigned from the presidency. And
All I know is he kept me from having to go to Vietnam.
Nixon.
Nixon,
did.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
very.
Thankful to Nixon.
Yeah.
Nixon was a crooked politician, but he just wasn't smart about it. He got caught
Yeah.
because he became the first president, like with all those tape recorders.
Right. Well.
They weren't ready for that because they had been doing shady stuff, for
Right.
hundreds of years
It-
before that without tape
It's much better
recorders.
without a tape recorder.
Without a doubt, it's easier to be president without video and audio.
Right. And if you shoot the potential snitches.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know the Saints are playing in Jacksonville right now. However, in 1975, the first game was played in the Superdome.
Really?
So the Superdome, I guess,
Is
makes about
40
43
some
years
years,
old.
yeah.
Yeah, 43 years old.
Boy,
And-
that was a raggedy piece of dome right after Katrina with that flappy stuff.
All right,
on
it
the
was like the
outside.
Katrina safe house kind of thing,
I
They
wouldn't-
had
I
people
wouldn't
like that
call
jumped off the
a
top level and committed suicide. They had several murders in the Superdome.
I would not call that safe anything.
Exactly.
I'd rather live in my attic or on my roof than go through that stuff.
One of the biggest disasters of all time.
But
And our president
Brownie,
at the
you're
time,
doing a great job.
and our president at the time, George W. Bush,
Yes.
in 2001, he funded stem cell research on this day.
Somebody in his family must have been sick.
Exactly. We've got about 4 minutes left. We're going to get in some lists here. We always never have enough time for the lists.
No, but you know what? Let's just do what we can.
Okay, top 10 crash sites in Lafayette is
Go
one of
ahead.
the lists.
Yeah.
11 companies that will be disappearing soon. And then some sci-fi fan theories. So top 10 crash sites. Watch out for these places. Congress and Bertrand. That's the #1 crash site.
Makes sense.
Ambassador Caffrey and Robley near the Chick-fil-A. Because
Right.
the traffic's always like coming out
Right.
of the Chick-fil-A.
Why would you go to Chick-fil-A? I mean, the chicken's just not all that.
I disagree.
I mean, take me to Popeyes. I mean, put a pickle on it if you really want that flavor.
Man, Chick-fil-A marinates their chicken in pickle juice. That's why they get the sweet and salty.
Okay.
Ambassador in Johnston.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
yeah.
big one.
There's always something jacked up there.
Ambassador in Collie Saloon. That's a very bad right there.
You know what?
Like
We
near
could
the
just say
Target.
ambassador in anything major.
Ambassador in Walmart near the Golden Corral. See Pinhook and Rue Ferdinand near the Chili's. Kind of near,
Really?
and near
Yeah. Okay.
the Whataburger. Ambassador in
Whataburger.
Dover near the IHOP.
Uh,
And then finally, we got Collie Saloon by Dick's and Bayou Church.
well, it's all those dicks.
Those dang dicks. Let's see, sci-fi fan theories. I think that'd be a little funner than companies disappearing. How about #1? Stan Lee is Uatu the Watcher in all of the Marvel movies. That's why he makes these appearances, is because he's one of the Watchers.
Oh.
That,
Oh, dude. Yeah.
And they confirmed that theory that is true in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Okay. Then obviously I need
That
to
one's true.
I need to go rewatch that.
#2, Indiana Jones is unkillable, and people speculate that is because he drank from the cup of the Holy Grail, and in the Crystal Skull movie, he survived a nuclear attack by jumping in a refrigerator. And so it is viewed that he is unkillable due to drinking from the Holy Grail.
Okay, did he? I thought he just poured it in his dad's mouth.
I think he took a sip too.
Oh, okay.
Cobb's totem from Inception.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was his ring and not the top that was spinning.
Right.
Because the top kept on spinning.
Right.
You know, but he didn't have his ring on in the final scene, so he wasn't in reality,
Right.
I guess, at that point. I'm going to skip that one. Number 5, Marty McFly died in Back to the Future Part 2, and Doc saved him several times by traveling back in time. That one was a little far off to me.
I'd have to rewatch it like 4 or 5 times in a row to get
Okay, Dark Knight. The Joker was a PTSD war vet. I could see that one because he had all kind of like explosion knowledge and tactical knowledge. How about this one is a common theory in the Matrix? Agent Smith is the one. The computer program, and Neo is there to essentially stop him for the programs. For the Sentinels and
And as soon as Neo dove into him, he became...
Right, because they wanted to get Agent Smith under check.
Right.
Let's see, Ghostbusters died in Part 1, and in Part 2, it took place in hell. I thought that one was interesting. I've never heard that one.
No, me either. That's weird.
Let's see, the Na'vi aren't even from Pandora in Avatar.
Oh, right.
I heard that one before.
Right.
Ex Machina, have you seen that one?
Yeah, Ex Machina.
Caleb is a robot too. I've heard that one was a really good one.
Would that surprise you? Really?
We got about 10 seconds left, y'all. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us. If you are watching us over the Saints, we really appreciate it. We love you. For Mo
and Nayday
and Nate.